All right, I ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's get into it. Bring him in right now. Let's talk to Mikey P. I'm sure he got some questions. He got some statements. He got a fresh shirt on. The boy out here winning. What's up, Mikey P? Let me know what's cracking like a maggin'.
Oh, you know what time it is. It's time for some more Zion news, okay?
Ooh.
The latest and greatest on Zion. The Pelicans could be on the verge of trading Zion up for a top 3 pick in the draft to select Scoot Henderson. The Pels are less inclined to do an Ingram deal, Brandon Ingram, instead of Zion. So what are your thoughts? And does this have anything to do with all the drama surrounding Zion lately? Or is it his injuries? Or is it both?
It certainly has something to do with it, but it's not that in priority. In priority, it's the health concerns, the issues, the fact that he hasn't been reliable and he hasn't been on the court enough starts it all. So you know the old phrase, the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back may been that porn star. What is she? What do they call OnlyFans? The OnlyFans girl and all the stuff she's doing and all the negativity. And who wants their brand, their team name to be associated in articles every time talking about some OnlyFans girls, some thought out there just talking trash about your star player? That's bad for business. Let's just say that. Mother's gonna clutch her pearls. Oh my God, who's this Zion guy? Yeah. And then obviously through association, that bleeds onto the Pelicans. But that's not the reason you're even thinking this at first. Because if you're balling out of control and helping you win championships, you're like, man, just get rid of that girl. Like, or pay her off or shut her up like that. And I've been in meetings before when I was the man and coach was like, yo, I heard somebody was saying you like to party. Well, you need to make sure people stop saying that because you out here killing it. But they never thought about cutting me. So it's always starting with production. Then the personality, whatever's happening off the court, off the field, kicks in. So I can see it happening. It ain't going to happen with Ingram. He too damn good and reliable, and he's going to be there. But Zion, the fact that you got all these knee issues, you got the health issues, hamstring issues, weight issues, and now you got girl issues. Too many damn issues, man. So, yeah, I think he may move on.
Yeah, a lot of baggage. But moving on, Dame Dollar, all right? Dame Lillard and the Blazers are still, quote, all in together. The Blazers want to build around Dame, and Dame wants to stay still. I don't know what he's thinking, but I want to know what you're thinking, okay? And is this a situation where loyalty has gone too far? Like, does he want to win or what?
First of
I
all,
play
he
to
does
win, baby. You
No,
ain't
you
winning.
don't.
You ain't winning
No, you
shit
don't.
over there.
No, but you ain't. Look, I love everybody out here winning. I have never won an Emmy, and I have won in sports media. Like, y'all need to stop. I never won a championship, and I won in the NFL. Dog, I set the largest contract in franchise history. I made all pros. I made Pro Bowls. Like, stop this. Dame Dollar is winning individually, and he's winning as a team. That is not a losing team. Only one team wins it all. So let's stop with this whole if you don't win it all, you lost. Like, I think that's what Giannis was leading us to, basically, like the process, even though Giannis has won it all. I just don't even like that by design. I think that's media created. I think that's a Skip, Stephen A., like guys who are amazing at what they do but didn't play, so now they just trying to make it a zero-sum game. That's stupid to me, one. Two, I know Dame Dollar. Like, dog, he is the realest. And I'm not taking up for him. He the realest. I think I said something critical about him, but in the way I do it. I never talk about the person. I was just talking about something he did on the court or some game or bad performance. This dude hit me in the DMs and said, big dog, one, I love you, respect to you. Two, I want to talk to you so you can know the real of the situation. And three, I ain't got no issue with you doing your job like I'm doing mine. And from that point on, we've been in constant communication of talking through things whenever we had an issue or just to break bread. And the dude can freestyle and rap. I love Dame Dollar. Stay still. This whole loyalty thing. See, this is the problem. Let me get to it right here. The Denver Nuggets draft Jokic, draft Jamal Murray, stay together, loyalty, and finally it works. After 6 years together, the 47th year it works for the Denver Nuggets organization win a championship. Dame subscribes to the same mentality but comes up short. And y'all like, dude, do you even care about winning? Well, did Jokic care about winning before this year? Did Murray care about winning before this year? See, you don't even respect the process it takes to become a winner. But then you say you better win or else. Don't let these people out there fool y'all. And I'm glad Dame Dollar ain't getting fooled by it. The prosecution rests.
See that right there? I put on my best media hat for you. But I'm happy you said that about the Nuggets because speaking of the Nuggets, back in 2017, the Cavs tried to trade Kyrie Irving for Jamal Murray, which the Nuggets were adamantly against, quote unquote. Looks like it worked out for them. What's your reaction, though?
My reaction is, duh. Yeah, duh. Like, you know what? It's funny. I only say duh because of experience. I don't say duh like, wow, that wouldn't have been dope. But Kyrie was the man. Jamal Murray, you can see it in him. He's the man. So, like, you were going to get comparable game. I like Kyrie a little better when Kyrie is all in terms of health and locked in and focused. But let me say this. I remember going upstairs in our organization when I was in San Diego and going in the wrong room. Now, I had carte blanche. You know me. I ain't scared of nobody unless you tell me to be scared. And then I'm still not scared, but I'm going to respect you, right? So if they tell me I can't go in there, I'm not going to go in there. But they never told me I couldn't go in there. But I knew I shouldn't have, but I was the man. So I go into this room, right? And I remember walking in this room and I looked around and I just saw all those placards that they always have. Now, I've seen the War Room on TV before, like I think every football fan has, right? And it's got names everywhere, first round, second round, LSU, Columbia, right? And then I walked in this room, and it looked like that, but it didn't look like that. And I remember kind of staring and squinting. Y'all got to remember, I didn't get my LASIK surgery till after I retired, dummy. Should have had it then. I would have been able to see that clearer and probably some of them offensive tackles a little clearer, right? So I'm squinting and I'm looking, and then it clears up. I get clarity. Guess what crystallizes? Peyton Manning. And I'm like, wait a minute. We just drafted Drew Brees. We got Doug Flutie. Peyton Manning on the board in our facility, in our organization. What the hell was that? And then somebody came, one of the executives. Oh, Wiley, get out of there. Get out of there. What you doing? And then they told me what that room was. That was not the prospect war room that we all used to seeing, guys coming from college to the pros. That was the active, real professional war room where they're always thinking of trades. They're always looking at scenarios. They have to do their job, and their due diligence is to always try to package or figure out who's available and who's not. So it doesn't surprise me in a moment like that when you're Denver and you're sitting there like, we got a young gunner. And Cleveland is like, Kyrie is kind of like a little in and out. And there's a young gun that's comparable that may be all in. So it just makes sense based on my experience of seeing that. And I look, in other organizations, they had my name up there, I'm sure. So that's kind of how I came from that.
Yeah, I love that insider insight right there. But, hey, they could have done what you just said. With Dame, they could have decided, hey, let's take the slightly better player now and move on from our future. And look, I mean, that could have changed everything. And Murray was a huge part in them winning the series this year. So, you know, it's crazy. Revisionist history, right? But I got one more of revisionist history regarding Kyrie Irving, okay?
Oh, another one. Mm-hmm.
The Miami Heat made an offer to get him before this year's trade deadline. Excuse me. That is the rumor that's out there. So, would that have changed the outcome of the finals if Kyrie was on this year's Heat? So it would have been Jimmy, it would have been Kyrie, and Bam, and the rest of the crew. And yes, the Heat are currently looking for another star, so it makes sense. These reports are kind of all coming out together, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, now everybody's going to say, oh, you know what I heard? You know what I heard? You know what I heard? Like, that's what everyone says to try to fill in the lines because we know who the champions are, but how did they get there? Everyone thinks that they know that process or what they avoided in that process. No, I just can't do the matchmaking like this because it's not just what you get in production, but what do you get in personality that's contagious to the team? Does your personality even fit with that team? I'll give you an example. Jamal Murray was critical to the Denver Nuggets' success, even more so in how he fit into his role. He never, and you could just see by him, maybe because he's Canadian, I don't know, he's so damn nice, that he didn't ever threaten to step on the toes of Jokic. Not one time that you were like, I don't know. You never saw that Tatum Brown element, and they don't have a bad case of it, but they got a case of it. You never saw that Shaquille O'Neal Kobe, and they had a bad case of it, right? You never saw it. Even in success or failure, you can look at situations and they're not getting the most out of themselves. As much as the Lakers won back-to-backs, they should have won more, but they didn't get the most out of themselves because Kobe wanted to win, but be the reason that they were winning. And Shaq wanted the same as well. So you can look at Jamal Murray and realize he just want to win. He know he going to get his. And whatever Jokic leaves for him, leftovers, they go to the club, the girls that Jokic don't like, the ones that he could talk to, fine by me. I take your scraps, Jokic. That's what it seemed like with Jamal Murray, right? And that ain't Kyrie Irving. Let's just say Kyrie Irving ain't taking no scraps. He the one shredding out there. Y'all take the scraps. That's why it's going to be interesting to see what him and Luka do next year. Because, yeah, he going to sign that deal to stay in Dallas, $295 million. He ain't going nowhere. But how can they blend two alphas, two ball-dominant great players?
And remember, that was a less mature version of Kyrie back then. You know, at least he sees like, hey, I had it made with LeBron. You know, he's got the revisionist history himself, but it's just crazy how it all works out.
You just have a stroke?
You know.
Mikey P just
did I freeze?
No, you just stopped talking. No, I get it, man.
We got that slight delay, you know.
Kyrie in his own zone, man. I love me some Kyrie. Y'all ain't going to talk bad about Kyrie on my watch. No, sir, not me. That dude is a wizard. Now, the thing is, you know, it would be better if he had a little more separation of church and state, a little more separation between personal and professional in terms of like, not even his fault fully, but everything about Kyrie and his thought process. The world is flat. Oh, that's why he threw the ball away. Like, what the hell? Did the turnover happen because he thinks the world is flat? First of all, who in the hell cares if the world is round or flat? You are no dumber if you choose option A or B in my book. Seriously, I have never understood this argument to the point where I've seen people at barbecues have deep conversations over, do you think it's flat or not? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go get some more ribs because y'all are both dummies to me. Who is arguing over this? It's a picture out there. You don't believe it? You don't. All right. It's Photoshop. Who cares? Every time I'm on the plane, it look flat. Every time I look at it on the picture, it look round. It's one or the other. Like, move on and pass the ribs. Shut up. So, much love, Mikey P. I appreciate you, big dog, as always. And we're going to do it again tomorrow. Gia.
Yes, sir.
Right,
looking
y'all.
forward to it.
Mikey P waking up early ironing them fresh ass shirts he be wearing. Mikey P, first day of school look, he looking dope.